Ready. Ready when you are.
Thank you, mate.
You know when it lags on the stream, does it show you on OBS that it's lagging?
It lags on his sometimes,
It does, right, okay,
yeah.
that's fine. When it does that, that's fine. I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Another time.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
Ready, Joe? We have a system today.
What system?
So, by the way, when your mic's on, I want you to be back. I can still be heard.
Okay. So we don't need to switch them both off.
Pardon?
So we don't need to constantly switch them both off.
No, they both need to be off unless we're talking.
Ah, okay.
So unless you're talking, you have to turn yours off.
It's just good evening, everybody. We're just, seemingly watching Stuart Port hit some balls around while he waits for his opponent. So over to table 15, we have Sam Homewood against Oliver Penny. Looks like Ollie's won the leg and is going to get us started. Looks like it's going for the cut break as well. Just a reminder for those of you who maybe don't watch the stream every week or on Familiar. We do have golden breaks and golden ducks in play, and Ollie's started us off with one. So that is 1-0 to Ollie straight away. Nigel will be sad that he wasn't here to see that one. Big fan of the golden breaks is Nigel. I do also have a co-commentator joining me shortly, which I'm sure you'll all be glad of. You get to hear someone else's voice rather than just listening to me week after week. So it looks like Sam's given that break literally everything that he has. And to be honest, he's been rewarded. I think he should be looking at going reds here, just because the yellows on the side are out a little bit awkward, whereas every red does have a pocket. So he's looking at going left middle first, but changed his mind. He's going to play this. not a huge fan of that shot choice. I mean, obviously it's easy to say when he's landed there, but I think he was trying to hold in a gap that he maybe didn't need to. He could have come back to that ball later. It's not particularly tricky to get on. And yeah, just losing the whites caused the miss on the next red. So Ollie 1-0 up, comes to the table for his first shot in play of the match. So he's made the yellow in the middle. He's got a lot of work to do here. I don't think we're going to be seeing him go for these. I feel like maybe the loss of turn in the bottom left corner is probably the shot. Not really leaving too much for Sam, and obviously taking his ball off the table. I mean, also not a bad option. It depends if that red cuts. The one over the left corner, which I presume it does not. I'm not sure I really have words to describe how good that queuing was by Ollie. I can only presume he was playing some sort of double or treble, but it weren't easy, so we'll let him off with that. And he was trying to play at pace, which always makes it a little bit harder. Not really seen either of these two play too much before. I think I've played Ollie in a couple of flyers, and he seems a good young player. Obviously, he's still learning the game. I think he was playing snooker before, and Sam sort of a regular up here, but again, I can't really say I've watched him too much, if I'm honest. I know he's had a few deep runs in these. I think he's made quarterfinals or semi-finals. I'm not too sure. So we're seeing Ollie go here. I'm not really too sure if he's maybe playing on a double there. I'm not sure it goes. I don't really get if you're going to play this yellow up here, why he's not tried to get a bit closer. But he's deep screw, and then maybe he's playing a double. So I didn't actually see what Ollie played there. I was distracted. Been joined by some royalty, shall we say, in the comms box tonight. Great thing here about this club is when the people ask, it gets delivered. And what did they want to see last night? Who did they want to see?
Apparently I went to see the man himself, and I've come just for the club and for the fans.
So for those of you who aren't avid users of TikTok, I am sat next to the man with 85,000 views on a twitched ball. So
Technically, centre of the bag,
Kane, ladies
and
gentlemen.
the greatest said it was in. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to get my views up, go on my TikTok and boost me up a little bit. I'm sure Joe will buy you a drink for me, because I won't. I mean, that's a good break there.
Yeah,
Have you seen much of Ollie?
No, I was saying I've played him in a couple of these flyers. I think you probably know better than me. Did he used to play snooker? Now he's starting to play a bit.
I'm not
bit more
actually
pool,
too
or-
sure. He come up to me a couple of weeks ago and asked me for a frame, so I gave him a frame. He looks pretty talented, to be honest. Obviously very raw and very young, but he does look like a good little player.
Did you break dish him?
What, a snooker?
Oh, was it a
Yes,
snooker
it was
that
a
you
snooker,
played?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, obviously, in the commentary box tonight, we're lacking a little bit of knowledge, but but yeah, we played snooker.
Yeah, well, with any luck, your replacement will be here shortly, and we'll have a lot more knowledge in the comms box. But
Who's that? Who's my replacement tonight?
Your replacement is the main man, Evan Plummer. After he made his debut yesterday, got
Oh,
himself familiar in here.
I suppose frames must have shut down now then.
So Ollie's been a little fortunate there for one to come in. I think it's made a huge difference because Sam's got a tricky cutback, whereas ball in hand I sort of fancy him to get out. What way are you looking to go here, Phil? On
To be
reds?
honest, you kind of got to leave that red near the black last, haven't you? Just so you can drop it in and play the black in the middle. So probably this one in the middle, one down the right side rail, then up for that one just to bring it down near the blue spot. What way are you going here?
Do you know what? I don't. Well, he's obviously going to play this, and the positional shot of this is tricky.
I just think if you can get right behind that black, near the yellow on the left side rail, it's virtually unmissable in there.
Do you mean in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle, yeah.
I think it's just the first shot was poor. I think if he gets sort of straighter on that one down the line, and he can play the white to the blue spot, and he's got options to go either way because obviously the black goes down the line. Although you always want to play in the middle because it's far easier. It's not the end of the world if he left the one top left
Yeah.
to last.
So have you seen the field for tonight?
Lots of people in the field.
There
I've
is.
not had too many. I've not really had the chance to look at who was playing. Obviously, we got started a little bit earlier tonight. We do cap the field at 64, and I think that was done at 7:09. So unfortunately, a few people turned away.
So definitely in future, if you are planning on playing it, get down early and get your name in early because it looks like getting 64 most weeks now. Oh.
So tricky black down the line for the match. Do you fancy him?
I mean, if he gets it, it's a great shot. I wouldn't fancy it myself personally. That's a great shot, to be fair. That's unlucky. Now, obviously, from a pool player's perspective, because that's what you are, what do you play here? Do you hold back or do you go for it?
I'm definitely going here.
What's your first one?
But it's I'm sort of going game by default because I always fancy the person to make it out the snooker unless
Yeah.
you could play in sort of block a 1 or 2 rail. You certainly can't leave a 1 rail. You certainly leave that.
Oh,
I tell you what, that
I mean, that's
that is clever.
if he's played that, that is superb.
That is-
That is ridiculous if he's played that.
maybe that's the difference, Phil, is that I'd have been going, and because I couldn't see a way to play a snooker without blocking a 1 or 2 rail escape, and Sam thought, well, I'm just going to leave him the easiest escape in the world, but I'm going to put a yellow there to block it.
I suppose that's why you're in comms and not playing. You know your level.
That is very true. Very true. We've seen the old hit and hope there. Definitely no pretending that he was making an effort.
Now, do you try and play that one on the left first? Because that seems like the only trickable to me.
Yeah, I'm going left middle, bottom right corner, and then probably I don't know. You can go up the table, or you can.
Or would you have gone that way?
I'm sort of a little bit speechless there. I feel like Sam's tried to move the ball there, that he's just decided that he can now roll in the middle, queuing tight off the rail. So
It
bit of a
Could be
weird
one of
shot
them though that he
selection.
just didn't fancy, and he's been forced into playing it really.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right, but I just I don't think either of us would have tried to move that ball.
I just don't see how he can put that ball on the left. He has to play the get out now, doesn't he? He's got the 2 cushions, kick it up from behind.
Are you playing 2 rails here? I mean,
Just like that.
no, that's how
I mean, I would have
been
played like
looking to
that,
play.
probably missed it. But obviously Sam's nailed it, and now they're all there.
So I can certainly question the method, but can't argue with the result. 2-1.
Who's playing on the other table, do we know? Can we swap and have a look?
Yeah, we can have a quick look. Let's just have a look if he's going to golden break. We've already had one. First frame of the night.
Who from? Ollie?
Yeah, Ollie.
Nice. Did he cut break it, or...?
Yeah, cut broke it, and I think it went in one of the bottom pockets, which you don't normally see.
It's moving.
So we just stick with this for now, while someone needed the toilet break in the middle of a first to 3.
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And we're back up and running. Do we fancy to get one back against him?
God, he's absolutely levered it again.
Is there none gone in? Has none dropped?
That's
Oh.
He deserved the ball there, because he's controlled the white.
He's hit them
considering how
absolutely
well he's
lovely.
hitting.
This first one's massive though. I can't see an easy first shot really.
Are you playing the yellow down the line?
I think that's the only one I can really see.
I mean, at
Yellow down line, bring it across for the yellow in the other opposite middle.
at the sort of level that you play at, Phil, are you sort of seeing this as your frame ball? So fully commit to it, and then if you make it, then you know that you're going to be getting out after.
I think you kind of have to. I mean, I say that as he goes for the other ball. I just feel like there's no real value in that. You're always running away and then chasing. The other one, if you get it, they're there. So, Joe, are you playing this one for the plant after? Oh. He's de-accelerated there. There's a king of de-acceleration in the commentary box tonight after I leave. Mr. Plummer.
It's a lovely plant there from Sam. I feel he's been a little bit unlucky. Not to be on anything, and I think even if he was on the ball,
Do you not think
he's
that
still
red
got a
pass
little bit more
passed them
work.
2 yellows? It looks tight. He's looking at it. Oh, he's on yellows. My bad. I obviously missed that last shot.
So Phil, just looking through the field here. Can you call a winner? Some interesting first round games. You've got Justin Stokes versus Kev Penalva, currently 2-1 to Justin. Jack Smithers safely into round 2 with a 3-0 victory over Chloe Boyer.
I mean, it's always hard. I always feel like I call the wrong person here. Favourites ain't always favourites in flyers. Apart from if your name's Tom Kennedy or Lee Nelson. Lee Nelson from Brazil, is he?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a Brazilian about him, doesn't he? A little bit of flair, bit of swagger.
I feel like as soon as you see Lee in the draw, he's always up there. Like we said, we saw on Facebook the other day, the 1 year anniversary. He's won the most, hasn't he?
He has won the most, indeed. Although, looking at the draw, he has got Rob McGowan. Rob, one of the other favourites for it, and the winner of that plays Jordan Kennedy or Ollie O'Boyle. So real tough section to draw there. And on regards to the other favourite, Tom Kennedy, he's got Danny Taggart first round, and the winner of that plays the winner of Barry Harrison-Fudge or Dale Miles. So
I mean, for Monday Night Flyers, I don't think you get a much better start than this, to be honest. It's basically like a Saturday program.
I think the only way it could improve, Phil, would be if you weren't sat next to me and we was watching you on the stream instead, to be honest.
This is why I love Joe so much. He's such a little flirt, and he makes you feel good about yourself. So honestly, guys, stick in all night, because he'll make you feel amazing about yourself. And if he's watching you, he'll sure make you feel good about your game.
And if you're watching me, I'll make you feel even better about your game. No, fortunately for everyone's eyes, I'm safely tucked away in here for the rest of the evening. I'm sure you'll be off shortly, snooker practice, or is that you done for the day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm done for the day now. I just thought I'd pop in here before I went. So give everyone a break from Evan Plummer for a little bit, because he'll do your head in by the end of the night. But luckily you got Joe to calm him down next year. That father figure he is.
I'm not sure anyone can calm Evan down, if we're being honest. But yeah, it makes a difference having someone in here who can speak a little bit.
Oh, that was touch and go, wasn't it? That was very close to not touching the rail. He's screwed here. He did play last time we snookered. He did play Hit and Hope. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'll take that back. I really need to watch this bit clearer, don't I? I mean, we're slacking tonight because we haven't got no Nigel in here.
I think Nigel would probably have called most of these shots correctly, if we're being honest. But I am only 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks into the job. But I think, do you reckon we'd be in agreement on what to play here, Phil?
Yeah, well, you've got to play this one down here first, haven't you? And try and get a touching ball on the rail somewhere. Is that where you go?
Yeah. Well done. You're learning.
I feel like playing snooker in a pool club definitely has benefits, because I literally watch it all day, every day. I got Mary Talbot in here every day practicing. Tom Gandy pops in a lot. Obviously, you coming in your lunches. So there's always. I wouldn't have dropped it in there though. So this is very hard now.
Yeah, I feel like the way he's played that, it almost, aside from the cannon, it guarantees him a shot on the red, but it's a lot trickier. I think Ollie's good enough to screw it in and try and get much closer to it. But speaking about learning, Phil, I believe you're doing a bit of coaching now. How's that going?
I am. It's going really good actually. There's a lot of people in the club interested. I had another one today. yeah, it's just good to see people want to improve and learn. So if you are interested in coaching, give me a shout. I'm sure I can help you in some way. Oh, now this is where I am clueless about the game. What would you play here? The only shot I can see is the double up top, but that is also reckless. I know.
I'd be half tempted to have a go at the double in the middle. Only on the
Is
raton,
is
not
the
really on.
is it not close to a double kiss though?
It might be, but you could jack up. I don't mind your shot.
Oh, he's played it in the middle. Okay, now do you go or do you?
I think I'm gonna use this.
Could you not just? Is it worth going here or is it worth holding back? I mean, they couldn't have got any better now. I'll take that back instantly. Definitely go.
From the shot that Ollie played before, I sort of thought that they planted those two balls, but obviously not if Sam's cannoned them, which to me sort of raises a question if Ollie could have played a similar shot to what he did play and just skinny the red and leave the white over by the left corner pocket. But with one good shot from Sam here, away from a decider.
And what Ollie would give now for another golden break to win 3-2.
Oh, don't move the red. Oh.
Oh my god. Guys, you can't catch your breath in here tonight. Oh my god, if that happened against me, I'd be spewing all the way home. Are we going to get a fist pump? No, just casual smile, handshake, and walk off as if he does it all every day. So guys, I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I'm going to let Evan Plummer join the commentary box. And he's absolutely ecstatic about that as well. If you can see him right now, he's dancing and shimmying. Evan last week had a job interview to be a model, so I hope we mention that and wish him all the best in his modelling career. Guys, thank you, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Phil. Cheers for joining us. Obviously, you've done your hair lovely today, but not quite as good looking as Evan.
I don't pay £50 for an interview.
So just nipping over to table 16 while we wait for the next game on table 15. We saw Stu break not too long ago, and that frame's still going on. Could be a while longer here, and that double kiss has gone perfectly for him. So it's obvious what the problem for both players in this frame is. I mean, Francois is too. Francois is the yellow that doesn't pot, and the fact that he's snookered as well. But at least that's it's buying him some time at the minute. I think trying to get out his snooker, we're definitely going to see him go for the ball over the right pocket. So the way that I see this, Evan, and let me know if you agree, I'm going probably 3 rails and going right hand pocket, top right, the baulk cushion, and then the left rail just before the middle is the way that I would be going here to try and hit the one over the right. Would you be playing that?
It certainly looked a sensible idea, but he didn't go with it. So a chance for Stuart.
I think there's sort of an idea, especially like now there's this loss of frame for not attempting to get out of it, that you feel like you have to go for the easiest one. I certainly don't think that Francois should have been going for. Francois should have been trying to hit that yellow, because it's almost as good as losing the frame anyway. I don't get why he's not just tried to hit the one over the right corner bag, and even if he misses it, at least Stuart's still got a problem. But as I say that, Stuart's missed the red along the rail. He probably shouldn't have stunned the one in with ball in hand, because he left himself a bit thin, and obviously you see he's paid the price for that in missing that red.
Electing for the loss of turn there instead of the double. Looks as if he's got a good snooker.
I think that's the right shot though. Looks like he's judged it well. I don't think that Stuart can get past this without swerving it, and then it becomes quite tricky to judge.
I think this is a natural here to come round off 2 cushions, and for the white to be on the right hand side of the table, to leave the black in the left centre. It's worked out nicely. It wasn't what he was playing, but he'll take it.
Yeah, considering he's trucked all sorts of chicken wings at that, he'll settle for this. His chance go 2-1. I presume it's 2-1, and not just that either of them have forgot to update the score. So over on table 15, we have got Barry Harrison-Fudge versus Dale Miles. As I mentioned earlier, the winner of this game will play the winner of Danny Taggart versus Tom Kennedy. How do you see this match going? You're quite close to Dale, aren't you? What do you think of his style of play?
I really appreciate Dale's style of play. It's a unique style, one that we'd all aspire to have ourselves. One of the best single ball potters I know, I have to say.
Yeah, I think he definitely excels there. If you want someone to sort of come to the table after the opponent's missed the black and knock in a tricky ball under any sort of pressure, I think Dale is your man for that, and that's why we've seen him be sort of the anchor man for Spots and Stripes Interleague team. I mean, bizarre shot choice there from Dale. I think even if he gets a loss of turn there, he's still leaving Barry everything. And I've seen Barry play a little bit, especially over the past couple of weeks, commentating on some of the flyers. I'm sure he was on the stream last week against Tashunka, who I believe is watching right now. So I fancy him to clear up from here, if I can say that without putting a commentator's curse on him. He's got options. The trickiest ball is going to be the black. It looks like it goes, but with the red, that's sort of in a direct line between the two middles, sort of that's where he'd want to be for the black, or pretty much where he is now. So it just needs a little bit of care and attention. Would you be tempted here, Ev, to go plant and possibly make the skill shot, or it doesn't really matter if you don't, but play basically 2 plants?
Yeah, I think if he takes the one over the pocket now and then the one nearest to it, and then up for the one over the other pocket.
Which ball are you leaving for last?
I don't know if that yellow passes the other one, does it? It probably does, but you certainly don't want to push the other one out the way accidentally.
Presuming it does, what which one would you be leaving?
That doesn't look ideal.
It looks like he's still got the plant, but it's definitely not where he wanted to be, and I think he just didn't mind his work enough. A little bit sloppy, if we're being honest, with the 3 balls over that bag. Obviously left himself the wrong angle, had to go across the table, and I presume he's trying to come back out into the middle of the table, just underhit it. But here we're going to see Dale Miles, our first look at him, I say, in the balls. It's not exactly a golden chance, but a very flary attacking player. I wonder if he might play the double. No, maybe he's matured a little bit now, playing sensible shot, which, to be honest, I completely agree with.
That's a foul there. In these rules, when even if you're snookered, you still have to hit a cushion after getting out of the snooker.
Are you a fan of that rule, Ev, or do you think it lends itself to, should we say, my style of play with the hit and hopes too
The banging.
much?
I'm not sure really. I don't think it makes a huge difference. I mean, in some ways it's a bit unfair when you're snookered. You can snooker someone back straight away if you just roll up off a cushion behind the ball.
I sort of agree, but a bit like the loss of turn, I think there is a lot of skill in being able to play a snooker in a way that someone can't play that back. Or, for example, now, it's not exactly a good safety in these rules if you roll a ball over the bag and knowing someone's just going to play the loss of turn back. So I think that's where maybe the better players are a little bit sharper in their shot selections.
I think it's one of them that maybe if the snooker was, if you had to come out of more than 2 cushions, let's say, I think you should be allowed to not need to hit a cushion afterwards. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that. It's just opening itself up to some grey areas. I completely get why they got rid of the totals, because one, you have referees getting 4 balls out to see whether someone is totaled, and the other one is sort of a bit like when you used to have to nominate and someone will say, well, you didn't nominate, you didn't say total or whatever it is, and sort of have an argument about that. But as I said, fantastic single ball putter, heart of the bag, never any doubt with that one. If you are watching, drop us a message on the live chat. It could be about anything. It could be about Evan and his modelling career, as we heard from Phil. It could be about rules. it could be, yeah. What would you like to see in the game? Do you think? Do you think some of the things that were in world rules were good for the game? I.e., totals. Would you like to see them back? I don't know. Whatever, really, or whoever you would. Who do you want to see on the stream tonight? Honestly, it could be absolutely anything, but be great just to interact with a few more of you.
Bit of an out of control break there from Dale, almost going in off. What are you thinking here, Joe? Reds? I think it's one of them where every red's on, but it's quite an intricate route.
It depends on this plant, right? But then I think he could probably go right middle, which is what he's going to play. Oh, I mean, that couldn't have gone any worse. I was going to say he could have gone right middle, top right, and then he would have been on the line for the plant. I don't think he needed necessarily to get down on that red on the side rail first. And then he's taken out the red over the middle, which is a good connecting ball. Sort of running a little bit wild here. He's going to need your sort of level of potting here.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm one of the best potters really, but it does look as if he's throwing a bit of caution to the wind here.
Or in other words, as I like to say, he is swagging everything
as Tom Kennedy certainly was yesterday.
Yeah, Tom appears to have hit a very good vein of form. Obviously, he's in the club on a lot of Monday nights now, which he wasn't if you went back a few months. Certainly showing in his game. Looks nice and sharp. Big few weeks ahead for Tom. So it's a good plant. He judged it really well. It's actually,
Joe, is this one you could play the cannon directly onto the 3 balls involving the black there from the one in the top left, straight down, and leave yourself on the red in the top right corner?
I'm not sure, because I think he's got to play it at pace with check side, which, without getting too technical, makes the cannon and the pot a lot trickier. And then he's probably going to be hampered on the next one as well. So I think maybe just pot this and see what happens. If it doesn't go in off,
I think he might have had a big result there. I don't see him potting this black without having some sort of cannon on that cluster.
I'm not sure he's on this, Ev. His mannerisms aren't filling me with confidence. It's very intimidating as well when you're at the table. You feel like he's had a chance, and you know that you've got a player like Dale sat there waiting to mop up any mistakes. I'm not sure what he's lining up there, but we're going to find out. Is he maybe cutting this in? Oh, he's played safe.
So up steps Dale Miles.
Do you reckon that yellow passes the black into the left middle?
I think it
back?
will go into the middle, yeah. There's pressure on it though. If he misses it, they'll be leaving a chance on.
I feel like there's more pressure on us, Evan, if he plays this here, because we've built him up as the best thinkable potter, but he's playing safe by the looks of it, unless this one goes in the middle. It's a clever shot.
Yeah, he's biding his time there. Can't blame him for that.
It's very close to getting out of that there, but Dale's going to reap the rewards of that safety shot. Are you going here, Ev? There's a little bit of work, but do you think someone of this level should be going here? He's playing this one first, maybe topping down into the yellow and the black?
I'm not sure that's on, to be honest. I think he slightly misses it to the right hand side of that.
He's got ball in hand.
Ooh.
So as I've just pointed out to Evan, Dale does have ball in hand, so he can pit it wherever he likes to
He's
give
got
himself the angle.
He's got the slight problem of the 2 yellows on the right hand side.
Oh, that's very well played. Beautifully judged. We could. He has always got the option here to pull back and sort of flick. So the 2 awkward yellows on the side rails, I go slightly colour blind. He can sort of flick the second one out and leave Barry snookered behind the other one, and sort of saying, you need to really do something in this frame because I'm now ready to clear up, essentially.
He's gone for the aggressive option. Always good to see. No problem with those 2 yellows now. They're both potable in the bottom right corner. I'd love to be straight on the yellow in the middle. Just drop it in. You'd think he'd take the yellow nearest the cushion on the right hand side first, and then you could take the next 2 in whatever order he prefers. Doesn't look like there's much difference to me. Needs to watch out for the right middle pocket here. Don't overhit it.
You said you're playing one. Although he has gone the other way, I think he was good enough on sort of that ball there to take it. But I do actually agree with you there, Evan, for a change, and that's pretty much why, because he could have been straight on that ball if he'd have played it after the one down the line, and then it almost doesn't. Just not what Dale would have wanted there. Do you think he just decelled the one down the line, or maybe just misread the line of the shot a little bit?
I'm not sure, but I think the previous shot, to leave himself a bit further away than he would have liked, had a part to play in it. If he was nearer that ball, he wouldn't have messed up the positional side of the shot.
Yeah, I just don't really get why he didn't play your shot to top that one in the middle and land on that pretty much as good as he wanted to before. But I know that Dale I can't think of when it was, but not long had his, I think it's his 3rd child, so maybe a little bit of sleep deprivation kicking in there for a Dale, but it's certainly not as sharp as plenty of the players in this tonight. Speaking of which, 64 players. As I mentioned earlier, we are capped at 64. That was filled by 7:10. So if you do plan on entering in future weeks, give us a call before, let us know, get your name in there. The last thing you want on a Monday night is to turn up expecting plenty of pool, and it's an early bath. Although that said, it's no reason you can't enjoy a game of Chinese 8-ball or snooker, or even 9-ball. Plenty of tables in the club. So he did just flick that, hence why we're not seeing Dale pick up the white. That would be loss of frame if he were to do that.
Do you think he makes this single ball pot, Joe?
It's not in doubt. Heart of the bag.
Oh. It's thinner on the black than he would like, but there's no danger of any in-offs. You can always feel more confident when that's the case. It's 2-0 to Dale Miles.
So any of you who big Stuart Port fans and were worried that we were going to miss the end of that when we flicked over, don't worry. Plenty of mileage left in that. It's still 2-1. So though I mentioned that we are capped at 64 in these flyers, that is only for the time being. As ever, Nigel and the rest of the staff are looking at increasing the tables. Always sort of trying to pick the players first, get as many people in as possible, and not just getting the tables in, but making sure they're of high enough standard. I think it's definitely, in my completely unbiased opinion, the best place in at least the south of England, if not the whole country, to be playing pool, no matter what type of pool that is.
Any shot selection ideas here, Joe? I don't really see a shot on here.
I think just before the middle, just after the middle, sorry, go 2 rails and try and nestle on the one on the side rail. Is probably his only shot. Unless he I was going to say he could play the loss of turn, but it's not really an option.
That's the problem with that shot.
I actually think the problem with that shot, Evan, if we're nitpicking, is that I said just after the middle, and Stuart decided that he was going to go about 6 to 8 inches further below that. So I think that's a win for me. But we're going 2-all. Sure we'll be back. But back to the Dale Miles game. In the meantime, see if he could wrap up victory here. He's got a chance in the balls. He's got 1 awkward yellow. No prizes for guessing what that one is. He's very fortunate.
He's landed on a
there.
plant there. Can he play the plant and screw into the safe yellow here? What do you think? Or could he come off 2 cushions and top spin it?
No, I think what Dale is looking at here is probably the shot is you play the plant.
And then the one in the left centre.
Yeah. And then as long as you try and control the cannon a little bit so that you still have that ball.
Yeah, it's perfectly played.
Over the right middle.
He's just got to be careful here. He wants to make sure he does get the yellow out. Would you be playing this with a bit more pace, Joe, or would you be playing a delicate one? I think he's been a bit unlucky there, really. If he catches the yellow ever so slightly fuller, he'd be pushing it over the right corner.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I'd have played that. It was definitely tricky, especially like I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in luck, if I'm honest. I think he knew the angle he had and he chose to play that shot, which maybe weren't on, or maybe he needed it slightly softer. As I said, he probably could have screwed off of it and still been on the one over the right middle. But I think he's going to flick off this and try leave Barry nestled on the red, which he's not managed to do. So we are going to see Barry with another chance to win his first frame of the match. So we were slightly distracted by Michael running in here. But we've still got Barry at the table, just not quite sure how he got to this position. I think if you're feeling good, you play bottom right, but I don't blame him for playing this. This is, well, to me, this is probably a better shot anyway.
No, he's played that very skillfully.
Yeah, he's judged that perfect. Perfect angle here. Just got to make the ball. Would you play touch left, or do you think he's already gonna miss the black?
Oh, he's overhit that massively. He wanted to just leave the white nestled on the left cushion there, didn't he? Leave himself straight on the red.
Yeah, I think if you're being critical, or not even being critical, but it's just a poor shot. I think he had massive margin of error there.
It's a realistic chance of getting a snooker back here, though, if he plays it right. You can snooker him on the right hand yellow with the black, and snooker him on the left hand yellow with his red. He's not corset full enough.
Yeah, felt like that shot needed a bit of side to me, even before he played it.
It's not unnatural to get on the yellow in the middle of the table from the one in the corner. Might need to put some side on it.
I feel like you kind of want to stun it in and play for it in the same bag, but you don't want to risk deselling. You don't want to risk over screwing it and sort of going into the top right pocket. But I actually think, despite playing a pretty bad shot, to be honest, he's got away with it. So the old hit and hope for position. It's easy when you know you're the best single ball potter in the world. You just think, make this ball, leave myself wherever, and I'm guaranteed to pot the black. No pressure. So, 3-0 victory wrapped up for Dale Miles. Let's jump over to Stuart Port versus Francois. I'm not saying this match has been slow, but I believe that's now 2 matches we've seen on table 15. Fortunately, this is a decider, so it will definitely be the last game.
He's got a lovely angle on this red to screw into the safe red. It's one of them though, you've got to make sure you don't take your eye off the pot.
I think a lot of the shots that we call Ev are sort of based on our ability, what we would play. If you, for a slightly weaker player, would you maybe be tempted just to roll that in and sort of advise them to play safe on the red that was on the rail? I mean, it was a tricky enough pot as it is. Do you think that would be an option?
I would say to any aspiring junior players looking to improve their game that it's more important to play the right shot, attacking shot, and develop their game. Otherwise they'll never learn the attacking side of the game, even if it does mean making the odd mistake, going for a few too many. I think that's how you learn.
So there we see Francois 3-2 comeback victory against the young aspiring Stuart Port. Over to table 15, we get another look at Jack Smithers, who was on the stream last week. Started to play a lot more regularly now as Jack, which is good to see, against Justin Stokes. I don't have the figures with me, but I believe Justin has won 2 flyers, or possibly, maybe it's 3 runners up for Justin. I shall have a look. So, no victories for Justin Stokes, at least not in the main event. I shall try and put together a roll of honour for the plate as well, but that won't be for a while. But yeah, 3 runners up for Justin, which I think in this field, the amount of good players that there are around is actually a really good achievement. So he's certainly someone who can play, and he's hit the break well. We're looking for a good start to this match.
Those have come out lovely there. Reds. Well, it depends what sort of angle he's got on the straight red in the top left corner. If he could drop that in and then take the red nearest to it in the opposite corner, that would be ideal. May not be on.
So I'm slightly surprised to see Justin go yellows here, because the black doesn't really go anywhere. This yellow's awkward. He's not landed good on it, and he needed to be precise getting on the last ball. So it just felt like a real weird shot selection. I think even if he didn't feel like he could play your shot Ev, I don't get why he didn't just take the reds and just be massively ahead in the frame anyway. Jack straight away coming down for what I presume is going to be a loss of turn shot. There's probably no harm in playing it as a skill shot. Well, I think he has left Justin
A bit careless to leave that ball on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty poor, and to be honest as well, he's blocked but where that red that he's just played hasn't sat over the bag, it's now blocking the other red that's over that pocket. So it would mean that he would have to get on the one over the bag and then come back on that, which might sound a bit daft to say considering they're both pretty much over the pocket, but it just means he doesn't have that get out ball if he does run out of position on the finish.
And there's an example there, Joe. If he left that red over the pocket, he'd have been able to play it now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's going to be much of a problem for him. I still fancy Jack to make this ball into the top left pocket.
I think he's got quite a lot of angle on that one.
Yeah, possibly it's a bit deceiving to me, but it's the it's the little things that sort of make the game easy for you, i.e. leave that red over the bag, and we're probably already looking at the break for the second frame.
He made it look routine. Would you be taking the one in the bulk end and then playing the one down the rail straight away here? I think that's certainly what I'd be doing.
Yeah, I think that's the sensible option. Apologies, guys. My comments weren't updating. And again, we see that point about Jack not having that bag covered, because now he's landed on this ball, and he's probably just going to roll it in and make me eat my words. But if it doesn't go, then it certainly backs up my point. Although he's dealt with that well enough, and I presume this goes in the middle. Although knowing Jack, he's just going to play it long.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't take this one down the rail earlier. I think it would have made things easier for him now. No, well played. Should be a routine finish now.
Yeah, apologies, Aiden. I couldn't see that you'd commented But if you are still listening, it was a full 64, as Tash said. And I think Michael actually had to turn away 7 people. But that's a real poor shot from Jack. The whole sort of frame has felt a little bit careless from his point of view. Again, probably being slightly critical, but that's sort of the level of player that Jack is, that he should always be winning the frame from those positions. But it's a little off for Justin. Sure, he'll be over the moon. And he'll be open for a Jack Smithers dry break. And just while he's setting these up, let's see if we can have a quick look at the results so far tonight. I know that Tom Kennedy was 2-0 up against Danny Taggart, went 2-all. And Tom did manage to get over the line. Jake Gamblin won 3-0 versus Joshua Standing. Lawrence Port is out. He's been defeated by Daniel Hall. Dan seemingly having 2 run-outs in his 3-0 win. Paul Bagan, another player that's done relatively well in these events, but probably goes a little bit under the radar. He's won 3-1. Not going to read through all of these, but if you do want to have a look for yourself, just jump on the Q Score, search Spots&Stripes Redhill or Monday Night Fly Redhill, and you will be able to have a look through it yourself. Who do you fancy to win tonight, Ev? Can we pick someone different? Oh, it's going to be a different winner, I'm convinced, this week. I'm going to predict that we see Rob McGowan win his first event.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I was tempted to say Jack Smithers, but then after his ropey start in this first frame of this match, maybe not.
Yeah, I think while you were busy looking through the field there, Ev, Jack's just missed the ball by approximately 64 yards. Don't quote me on that. I didn't measure it, but it was not close. And a bit wild, but he's not left Justin. I mean, he's left Justin the ball, but plenty of work to do. Dale Miles not a bad shout, Dan. I think we might see Dale against Tom on the stream. Hopefully not. It'd be good to see some different people, see what other people could do. Justin here, he's played a good shot. If this goes down the line, I mean, there's still plenty of work to do, but he's given himself a little bit more of a chance here.
I think if the yellow that's on the top rail passes the red, then I think if that passes the red into the top right, then it's a good chance. But if not, then there is a lot of work to do.
So what I'd be playing here, Ev, because I know you wouldn't have seen it, is exactly what he's played. And I would be playing 2 rails here and trying to hit the red that you're talking about, the yellow passing, and playing. If you land where that ball is, then you roll the yellow down the line and you go yellow left middle, black right middle. Might need a trace of check side playing this.
If the angle's not on, he could screw it, couldn't he? He could screw it below the middle with loads of side.
Maybe. But I think Oh, he's straight in the middle.
And that's the danger of the screw.
I think Justin probably shouldn't have rolled that ball in. I think he didn't take enough care to look at the angle that he was going to leave. If he did, maybe he'd have stunned it and left himself a better angle for the shot that I called, but possibly not. Everyone obviously sees it a bit different. I'm certainly not saying that my shot was the right shot or even the best shot, just the one that I saw. So Dan Hall, I don't think I've actually seen him play too much. I know he plays some league pool in Crawley, which is predominantly where I play. But yeah, obviously seeing one or two frames here or there is very different than actually sitting there and watching someone play and knowing how good they are. But if he did have 2 break dishes in his last match, then obviously more than capable. Will be tough to beat. Anyone's tough to beat in a race to 3 if they break dish twice. He is also currently 2-1 up against Ellison Walker. As you see, Jack Smithers make it 1 frame each.
Looks like there might have been a toilet break here.
Either that or Jack Smithers has gone to get some quavers from behind the bar.
Can't beat a packet of quavers.
So after Kit Kat Gate yesterday, what foods are talk of the night?
Well,
Ev?
I've been instructed to talk about pork scratchings. I don't see there being much to talk about because I don't like them, but do you like them, Joe?
Yeah, pork scratchings always go down well. And especially now there's new jalapeno flavoured pork scratchings.
Oh, that sounds like my worst nightmare.
Another little innovation at Spots. You know, little improvements all the time. Make a
And
big
he's gone
difference.
straight in off there. The cue ball being one of many balls potted there. What's he got? He's got 3 yellows down and a red as well.
I think that's the 6th red we've seen Justin make off the 6 yellows. Sorry, off the break so far in this match. I don't think we're going to see anyone make more balls than Justin at this rate. What's that? 4 in the last 4 in this one as well. That's pretty good going. Unfortunately, though, you don't get the points on the board for just making balls off the break, and it is Jack who has the chance in this frame to go 2-1 up.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't plant. I mean, he had ball in hand. He could have put it anywhere behind the line. I'm surprised he didn't plant the yellow near the left middle onto the yellow over the corner just to get the red out of the way, because it's a slightly complicated positional shot now. to get on his next ball. But if he can do it, you'd fancy him to take them
It
out.
depends where this ball is, because I think the plant was a little bit missable, but we'll see if he can screw straight out.
And if the yellow doesn't pass that red into the left middle, then he's in a bit of trouble here.
What do you see here, Ev?
Well, it's not an ideal outcome, but he's got a shot at the pot of this yellow. Or maybe it does go in the middle, because he looks to be eyeing that up.
I think he was probably looking at the fact the white's going to go in off if he plays the pot in the bottom right.
I'm not sure it isn't enough. I think it'll be hitting the red near the pocket.
What about, how do you feel about a big treble into the bottom right pocket? Do you like that shot? I feel like that's what he played.
A good example there from Justin of dealing with his balls down one end of the table first and then going back up, starting with the problem end first.
Evening, Kev. Good to have you joining us again. I know you say only 9 more people entered the Surrey Open. Actually, we had 71 tonight. Unfortunately, as I've touched on a few times, it's capped at 64, so that's 7 people turned away. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting point that you make.
I'm slightly surprised he didn't take the one in the middle first. Shouldn't make any difference.
Do you feel like he's judged that well, or do you think he's just not really realised that the in-off's in play there?
I think the in-off was always in play, whether he saw it or not. You think someone of Justin's class would be thinking about that sort of thing, but it certainly came close.
So we have our first man into the last 16, which is Jake Gamblin. I mentioned earlier, beat Joshua Standing 3-0.
Well done, Jake.
Looks like he's refusing to lose any frames tonight, as he's also beat Andrew Bailey 3-0. I'm not sure how many of these flyers Jake's entered. It's definitely not a regular, but
I think Jake
he's a
lives
good
quite
player.
far away, so he's not able to come down that often. So it's good to see him.
Yeah, Jake, obviously, is he still in the Surrey Juniors? Or is he Surrey under 23s these days?
He's definitely in the Surrey under 23s. I think he's too old for the juniors now, so I think he's in the men's categories.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else Jake sort of plays in, but he was definitely at the last Ultimate event. I think he was in Tier 4. And I think he made semi-final of that. Which I know some people might think, oh, it's Tier 4, but there's certainly good players in pretty much every tier. Maybe it's not the best job done on sorting those players, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and Drake was certainly doing that at the last event. It's good to see him doing well. It's always good to see people local doing well, especially youngsters. And our second man into the last 16 is our very own Donny Frankson. Come down with a bit of a bug recently, but he's obviously recovered, playing well. 3-0 win over George Moore. And to be honest, he's not had the easiest run. George, again, another one relatively local to me. He's a very steady player. Seems like he's improved a lot recently. And also beat Dan McGowan, who is definitely coming on leaps and bounds at the moment.
Yeah, Jack played a great shot to cannon the red and the black out on his first shot, the plant. But he's got some work to do here if he's to get the rewards of that. This is a very thin one. I'm not even sure that's on, is it, Joe? I think he's looking at a safety shot. Or a double. Double it is, but it's not there. So good chance for Justin. He looks perfect just to drop this yellow in for the other yellow in the left centre. Yep, no problems. Just stun it in for the black in the opposite middle. And Justin with a 3-1 victory over Jack Smithers there. Well done, Justin. Just having a look over at table 16 now. We've got Ryan McCarthy and Fred Eastwood. It's 1-1. I don't really know either of these guys, Joe. Are they regulars at all?
So again, Ryan is another one who played a lot in Crawley, so I know him fairly well. Feel like he's got a very jabby technique and a little bit of a negative shot choice, if I'm being critical of him, but a steady enough player. Just played a smart shot there. So you got an interesting matchup here. Donny Frankson against Paul Bagan. It's a nice cut break from Donny to start. Although these balls haven't really landed nice for him at all. I mean, Reds, all the Reds are pretty tricky. Although Reds are the easiest ball to get started on. So I don't blame him if he's playing the yellow here. Or playing safe. That's also not a bad choice. I think you've hit the nail on the head with that one there, Kev. Both very, very capable players. Donny I've played quite a bit. More so just knocking around at the club sometimes. But yeah, obviously he's in it quite a lot. Very aggressive style. Likes to play with a bit of side, bit of flair. Doesn't tend to hang around too much. Paul, I sort of see him getting results without ever sitting there and actually watching him play. So I will have to take your word. But hopefully then they're both feeling happy tonight, and we're going to see some good pull. Obviously it's not been the best start of the match, but the balls definitely dictated that. I was never going to see anyone go for a finish straight away there. It's a good safety by Donny. He's opened everything up and managed to sneak a pull in the process. I feel like this is the match, Ev, that we might see a golden break, which you obviously missed the first one of the night. Yeah, Ollie Penny, first frame of the night, golden break. Thanks for coming. So Paul gets out of the snooker. It's not the worst leave.
I think we'll be seeing Donny go for the double here.
Yeah, I think it's almost. I always feel hard saying a free shot on this back double because that red's tied up. Because Paul is more than capable of clearing up from there anyway, but certainly the right shot to me.
He didn't get very close to it in the end, though.
Do you mean in this match, Dan, or tonight in general? I think if I was going for this match, I'm gonna go that Donny's gonna win. And that's maybe slightly biased that I think he's gonna win this first frame. On the night, I made my prediction earlier. I think Rob McGowan, but Paul's landed quite nice here. That I think he can pot this in the right middle and land on his awkward ball. He's got a chance of getting out here, which is It'd be a real tidy finish from him.
Yeah, did you say Rob has never won a flyer, Joe? Because that does surprise me.
Yep, never won a flyer as Rob.
He's played in a fair few. I'd have thought some of his calibre would have got a win by now.
Yeah, I think he's probably the
Would
best.
you say he's the best player not to win it?
Yeah, that's literally what I was just about to say. As we see, Paul missed that one there. Great chance for Donny. But yeah, I think he's definitely the best player to not have won one, if that is the case. I'm pretty sure it is. But I'm not sure how many of these he plays in, to be honest. I know, obviously, as his son's starting to play a bit more, obviously they're playing together. Would you be tempted to play in the plant now? So play the plant, left, middle, and then you've got the two over the top right? Or
I don't think that's
something slightly
necessary,
different?
really. I think when you don't need to play the plant, why would you? It's not as easy as a direct pot, and he doesn't need...
The reason I said the plant was because I don't think he's going to get on the one over the bag, or didn't think he would get on the one over the bag. But obviously much easier to play on than I thought it was. So we're cool that you were right on that one, Evan. I was wrong. Which, I have to say, hurts me to admit. Although, I think playing the plant, again, players at this level are not going to make the mistake there. So we called it, what's the saying? 6 to 1, half a dozen the other? Is that what it is? I think there's definitely no question, Kev. Tom is the man to beat. Especially now Lee Nelson's out. I didn't actually see that it was Rob that beat Lee 3-0, which had no bearing on my prediction. Rob is now playing Ollie, so another tricky match, and it almost feels like a lot of the favourites are playing each other early, so it'd be good to see a few different faces towards the end of the comp. Quite possibly one of these two. As I mentioned, both of them very, very capable. I think we could see Colin Finley go pretty deep. Again, another one local to me. So there's a lot of players from Crawley tonight, which is good to see. We've got Dan Brown as well into last 16. Dan's had a couple of finals. I think it was 2. And so I keep mentioning, I think he's probably the most improved player in the club, or I say that, maybe I'm doing him a disservice. Maybe he's always been pretty good and only now I'm sort of noticing his results. You see Donny there maybe get away with that. If that ball drops in the middle, there's certainly no need to be playing the cannon there. And I know if I was sat next to Nigel, he would be sort of waxing lyrical about don't move your balls that don't need moving. And that's why. The ball went, he could have played on it, moved it, and his chance is gone for now. Although Paul's quite far behind in the frame.
think Donny's looking at potting this yellow in the right centre, but he's concerned that he may push the black in.
Would you be tempted? I mean, I wouldn't be playing that. I think that looks almost a guarantee to me, Ev. Can he pot the one over the left middle? Or do you reckon it's too far?
Looks quite thin to me, might be an in-off. But then he may have no choice. He's missed it altogether. So I think what I'll be doing here, I'll be playing the red that the cue ball's currently nearest to. I'll be leaving myself with a high angle and playing it in the top left corner and trying to come off the back cushion and cannon into the two safe reds.
Can I ask, Ev, for other people's benefit, why would you be playing it off the top rail rather than trying to screw straight back into it?
I just think you're going into it with a bigger area. It's easier to cannon a ball in that way than screwing straight back. You may not screw it back in exactly a straight line. I think it's harder to judge.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I didn't really have a preference on the two. I was just interested. Wonder if you could share with us your expertise. Fingers crossed you'll be back in no time, Kev. But fortunately for you, you've got me and Evan here to listen to rather than just a silent stream. So hopefully you're enjoying watching a lot at the moment. Hopefully you learned something from Evan. So hey, every day is a school day.
I think Paul should be looking at not leaving the ball down the rail as his last red. There you go. I think that's a good idea.
You say that, but
he's
then
quite straight on it.
But then getting down for this one again is not ideal.
I don't think that would have gone in on any table, Joe.
Not even a 9-ball table?
Well,
do you think?
I don't think even a 9-ball table.
So what you're saying is that was a proper miss. He didn't just miss it; he missed it.
I think that will go down as a proper miss, unfortunately for Paul. Yep, but he's not left Donny the simplest to finishes here. You'd expect him to get them, but it could go wrong.
So he's actually, I feel like he was playing on the one left middle, but he's actually been almost forced into going the right way, so to speak. He's going to pot this one top right, which out of the balls he has left is his trickier ball. But again, maybe I'm doing him a disservice. Maybe he played on that. And just landing on that early has just made the rest of the finish a little bit easier. Although I think he would have wanted to be stunning this ball in rather than being on the cushion.
He'd love to be straight on this yellow, but I'm not sure he is. Yeah, he had an angle on it, which has compromised his position on the black.
I'm a little bit surprised that he's just rolled it in and sort of accepted the...
He could have gone across
is
to
he
the black in the same pocket there, couldn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe he's going to try and cut it. Oh, he's played safe.
He's had some form there.
Donny Frankson, you are a genius.
Do you think Paul can play a snooker here? The red will stay where it is? Oh, I'm not really sure. I'm assuming he was trying to leave the white further down the table and use the two reds there as a blocker.
So I presume that you were saying where the two reds were pretty straight and the plant just hit him full on and sort of stunned behind.
Yeah, if he hit that full on, the red would have stayed where it was, and then the white would have stayed in behind the red. And it's cost him, unfortunately, that mistake.
Yeah, Donny, very good doubler is Donny. I think if you, just while he's setting these up, if you were to be critical, like why he didn't get the finish there, I think you'd have seen the ball that he potted in the left middle. He maybe should have tried to pot it into the left side of the pocket and use the rail to make sure he got straight. Whereas obviously he's just rolled it in, and I think a lot of people don't realise how much you can pinch the pocket to create angles. It just makes cue ball control a lot easier for yourself.
A textbook cut break there from Donny. Caught
Wow.
it very nicely, and yellows look fairly simple here, Jack.
Yeah, definitely yellows. I mean, if that red went past the yellow, then you could even go reds, but there's no need, just go yellows. Wants to be short here. He's just about okay.
If he is straight, he could hold it and leave the white where the yellow is, and then have a gap to the one over the pocket.
What do you see here as sort of the problem ball, or do you not really think there is one?
Well, he's got to navigate the one along the top cushion there, and making sure that getting on the black is simple enough. You wouldn't want that to be your last ball.
Yeah, I think where that yellow is slightly off the rails, you can see, it makes it a lot easier using that as your last ball to get on the black. If it was tight to the rail, I probably wouldn't want to do that. But I actually think now we might see him play. Do you reckon he might play on the plant? Just because of the angle he's got? Or
I think the plant's a good shout. It's a little intricate one to land it perfectly, though. Well, this is awkward now, because he's going to have to play the one along the rail as his last ball.
yeah, he didn't want to be close to the rail there.
And he's bridging over the yellow, which makes it slightly more difficult to control the white. I think make sure that the white just comes away from the cushion here to allow him to manipulate it. It looks okay to me.
It looks okay,
He's
but
not
I think
got a lot of angle to punch up for the black.
I think he would have wanted definitely more angle, because now he's got to force it a little bit. Although maybe he just had enough. He just about got there.
He's given himself a shot at the black, but slight danger of ending off.
I think those shots on that yellow are where a lot of people, if they don't leave themselves enough angle, miss it because they're trying to force it. But it was fine for Donny. 3-0 to Donny. Rolling on. Let's have a look over at table 16. We've seen John Skinner. Could this be the week that John Skinner gets what I think could be his second victory? Countless runner-ups. I think only second to Ollie O'Boyle in that regard. Although Ollie has won 3 of these compared to John's 1. So I've seen John play a lot. Played against him a fair few times. Always in the club, always in the Flyers. Harry Jones, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I've ever heard of him.
Yeah, it's a good job I have. He's a good mate of mine, Harry. Came through a junior academy together. Was rivals when we were younger, but good mates as well. More of a snooker player, really, but I remember him being pretty handy on a pool table. Always had a good technique.
If he's got a good technique, you probably could say that it's a real contrast in this match. John, certainly not the most textbook curious, but very, very good player. He did hit that. Yeah, I was going to say, don't pick up the white. It wasn't a foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure how familiar Harry will be with the rules now. They did change a few years ago. I'm not sure how much pool he's played in the last few years.
So my pick is officially out. Rob McGowan defeated 3-0 by Ollie O'Boyle. I mean, you couldn't really ask for much tougher draw than what Rob's had tonight. Beat Lee Nelson 3-0. And your reward is to play Ollie in the second round. So I suppose probably on paper it's looking, or it's set up for a Tom Kennedy Ollie O'Boyle final, although I hope that we don't see that. It'd be great to get a few new faces in the final and hopefully a new winner on the board.
I think John could have left himself better on this red. The yellow he's queuing next to will be slightly in the back of his mind, hindering him, but he should be okay. Yeah, nicely done. So it's 1-0 to John.
Stand corrected, Kev. John Skinner has never won a flyer. I'm sure there was one week that he won. Maybe I feel like he was 2-0 up. But yeah, just double check my list, which I should have probably known that, considering I was the one that put it together. But yes, never won a flyer. Has lost in 4 finals, which again is still a good achievement. I know John certainly won't feel that way because you'd always rather be the winner, but again, very strong fields.
So, Harry to break. It looked a good break on the face of it. He got them all moving. Caught it full.
So it looked a tricky layout, but if he can get on the one in the left middle, again presuming it goes, then he's got all the chance of getting out. But he's going to be relying on a little bit of luck here. I mean, he did try to control the cannon, but it was just too thin. So, in trying to control it, he's missed the pot dick.
Yeah, I think even if that did go in, the cannon from the ball he landed on to the safe yellow didn't look likely to work out anyway. So it could work out in Harry's favour. John looking to make things happen there. It's not quite come out how he would have liked, but this could be a plant. John looking to keep things tight here. This yellow needs to reach. No, it's a foul.
So, do you think we're going to see John play safe? Probably put the white behind these 3 balls and sort of push them out and stun it, or this is a second shot I was going to call. Is he going to scream into these? Loads of backspin. And they're all going to come out nice and easy for him.
I think if I was playing the cannon, I'd be playing the red in the opposite corner. Of the corner, the top left corner, and leaving an angle. That's just my personal preference.
That would be an incorrect preference, Evan, I think.
It's worked out pretty nicely for John.
I think he would have... Yeah, I mean, ideally he wouldn't have wanted those 2 on the left-hand side. But he can still get out. So we're probably going to see him go right middle. Bottom right corner. And then play into left middle. Plenty of top spin. And then take the 2 down the line. Ideally, you don't really want to take the 2 down the line back to back, because it's not easy to get from one on to the other, unless he plays the cannon. He was steering that the whole way. Someone should probably tell John that once you've hit the ball, you can't do anything to move it. Contrary to what every pool player in the world seems to think. So Harry's got a decent chance.
I think he's judged the pace. No. Slightly underhit that. Mind you, he could dribble it in the middle and leave himself a thin one on the other yellow. He definitely can't get good position on it. No.
Good evening, Phil. Good to see that you're so committed that you've joined the stream after a long, hard day of grafting. And if by faithful radio you mean suitable for modelling, then I would agree with you. Obviously, someone out there saw something in Evan.
Great chance for Harry here. He just wants to land with a good angle on this yellow. No, he's going to have to go up and down now.
That might be a good prediction for next week, Tash. I've already played my pool comp for the week yesterday. The Surrey Open.
Oh no.
It's all going on here, Ev.
He won't be too pleased with that one.
Did you see that coming at all?
I didn't actually. Harry's always been a good cueist. And yeah, surprised he missed that one.
So Skinner looking to go 2-0 up.
It's a very edgy
And
affair, this one, Joe. Oh, he's conceded.
Hmm.
I've been seeing a lot of early concessions lately. Do you know what I've seen? I've seen people conceding the lag early as well. It's like this new craze. Any opinions on that, Joe?
I didn't have that on my bingo card of things that you were going to ask me about tonight, if I'm honest, Ev. No is the answer to that. Do what you want. As long as it's not disrespectful to your opponent, then I have no problem with that.
So Harry's got a frame on the board. It's 1-1 in this match. A shout out to Harry's dad, Bradley, as well. He was in the tournament, but he lost first round to Paul Bagan. Surprising loss. His ex-snooker professional is Bradley. Played at the Crucible.
Unfortunately for him then, we are not in a snooker tournament. We are indeed playing English 8-ball pool to international rules. Probably might be where we went wrong. But I agree, Tash. We're all winners. We all get to come to this club every day. Or every week. Or every month, depending on how often you can get here. But I think we're all certainly lucky to have the playing conditions that we have here. And obviously you're a big part of that. With your table levelling, reclothing, etc. Just general handyman stuff. And I think John, if he does make the final, losing from 2-0 up, could be high on plenty of people's list. Just the way he is.
He won't be pleased with that outcome, John. He should be trying to develop his yellows, not put them safe.
Digging a big old hole for himself here. But it's definitely not too late to pull back in his frame. If he does want to attack, this yellow at the top, he could play it off the red that's nearest the bulk rail. Stun it in. Put it in the top right pocket. And then scream the yellow into the bottom right hand pocket. But, I mean, we're getting a little bit adventurous here. It's maybe not needed. Although, John is more attacking inclined. We could see him play it. Maybe that's what he's looking at here.
I think if you're in John's position here, given Harry's inexperience on a pool table, I think it'd be better off reining it in here. Especially given the state of his yellows.
So I'm a little bit confused what he's actually played there, because he's just put his yellow pretty much on the top rail and developed Harry's ball. I'm not sure if maybe he was trying to put it and just completely misread it. He certainly needed to stun that in if he was going to try and put that in there at some pace as well. But a miss from Harry, and John's back to the table. He's got an outside chance of clearing out from here. I'm not sure if he pots this in the bottom right, if he's going to kiss the yellow that's below the one he's going to play. He might just chuck a little bit wider. So maybe, yeah, he's going to play something different. It's good to have you watching, Tash. Obviously alongside Phil as well. That makes, between the two of you, I believe it's 3 flyer wins. 2 for Tash, 1 for Phil. And obviously sat alongside Mr. 1.5 flyer wins in the commentary box.
It wasn't my decision to make it a best of 1.
Did you split the money?
No, the money wasn't split. I did win slightly more. I'm not sure whether Harry can get through to the red at the bottom. If he can, he's got a good angle to disturb the other red. Or is it the yellow on the way?
I don't think that he needed to disturb it. I think if he was on that, he maybe could have probably not dug in and played for it in the left middle. But I think it went in the bottom right hand pocket. But obviously he weren't on it anyway, so it's kind of a moot point.
I think John should be looking to play safe here, unless he can play a cannon to get both balls out of the way. Obviously, if he did get Harry in a snooker, and Harry tried to get out of it and then moved everything for John.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that shot that he's looking at. I would probably prefer, if he wants to go crashing into them, I'd probably prefer it off the one on the left and screw into the red and sort of screw up the table. But I wonder if he can pot the one to the left of the black and then pot left corner and play through the gap of the red. So I'm not quite sure how tight that gap is in there.
I wouldn't say that cannon's worked out for John, really. All his yellows pot. I'm not sure if the left-hand yellow passes into the corner. Good chance for John now, which you'd think he'd take. Maybe force him to play one of these yellows into the middle. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. He's not landed ideal here on the left-hand yellow to then get onto the right-hand yellow. So he can either play a double or a thin cut into the corner. He went for the thin cut and it didn't work out. So can Harry navigate his way back down the table from this red at the top? He get the line right, avoid the yellow and the black. He's not managed to avoid the black. And he's the wrong side of this red to get position on the black, so he'll have to go up and down the table. And he's not made a good job of it, so he's played the slow controlled shot. So he's given John a chance here, but you think if John doesn't take this chance, then the black's there waiting for Harry. Very confidently done. So, one more pot away from a 2-1 lead.
Get it off.
Why?
I don't know which time.
Huh?
I don't know which time.
Seriously?
Should have finished the game on table 16.
So we see Tom Kennedy and Jake Gamblin on table 15 over there. We'll be going over to that when this match is finished. Tough match for Jake, isn't it, Joe? How do you fancy his chances of getting past Tom Kennedy?
I would say he's obviously a second favourite, but it's best of 5. And if Jake's used to playing sort of top level County A players, then that might help. Because even in a short format, I find people tend to, well, to put it bluntly, probably bottle it. So yeah, if he can hold his nerve, he's obviously got plenty of ability. And as always, breaks very big. Jake more than capable of break dishing 3 times in a row. So we're starting to see the latter stages of the tournament fill up. Who have we got? So we've got Jake Gamblin, who's actually 1-0 up against Tom Kennedy. Donny Frankson is waiting for the winner of this match here. And then we've also got Daniel Brown versus Ollie O'Boyle. And the rest of that half quarter of the draw, is a little bit further behind.
Yeah, on that topic, I mean, Tom was the first quarter-final to start, wasn't he? So he seems to be motoring today. It's just quite a contrast to his normal way of doing things in the fly. He's normally holding things up a lot of the time, isn't he?
If the games go close, Tom is definitely more than happy to start scrapping, but I do sort of agree with Tom. He maybe has a little bit of a bad rep for not a lot of reason. He can be slow, but we're seeing him swagging a lot recently.
And John electing to put Harry's ball there. I think if Harry could drop this one in the middle, leave himself an angle on the one down the rail. No, it's not there. So a chance for John. It's not an easy one.
As Evan alluded to, Kev, we are aware Tom Kennedy is playing Jake Gamblin on the other table, but we have watched this match from pretty much since it started, so we are going to stick with it. Get plenty of chicken wings, plenty of flukes, although he's not got away with that really. He's not on anything, but at least he still gets to play the next shot. And we've seen plenty of Tom recently, so as I said, good to give other people a look in, a chance to be critiqued by the Evan Plummer.
John not giving Harry a sniff here. Not left him any chance of a pot. There might be a double or even a treble. What's he doing? Oh dear, that's the worst thing that could have happened. Going in off. Presenting John with a very good opportunity to close this match out now. I'm surprised he's starting here, Joe. In my opinion, he should be starting at the red in the middle and then working his way down and keeping it simple.
Well, what I definitely wouldn't be doing, Evan, is starting with any reds. He is on yellows.
Start the yellow.
But yeah, I agree. He didn't need to be precise on that ball that he's just played. So, like, he could have put the one over the middle and easily landed on that and then come for this. And it's going to cost him. And obviously, I imagine you've not watched much of John.
I haven't seen too much of John, no.
But you're obviously watching him here. Do you think that maybe that shot selection is why he's got 4 runners up and 0 winners in the Flyers? Do you reckon he's leaving a little bit? It's just a little difference.
I think shot selection is very important. I think this match is too small a sample size to see whether John's shot selection is a little bit lacking. I don't think that would be fair on John to say at this early stage of me watching him.
Yeah, and Kev's just said that he's had some shoulder problems, although shoulder problems don't make you play the wrong shot, but obviously if you, let's say, lacking in a bit of confidence, then your brain might not be thinking properly. So, it just looks a bit pushy, that, but yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's obviously a very good player anyway. But is he going to win this match? That's what we want to know. And he certainly will if Harry can't pot this one down the line. It's very tricky, this.
It's never easy to control the cue ball when putting a ball this much over the pocket, is it, Joe?
No, but I think he's got quite a big margin. You can see John's absolutely thrilled with that positional shot. If anyone's sat at home waiting for their KFC to be delivered, it is on table 16. So 10 boxes of chicken wings. So another chance for to get over the line for John. Can he take it? Heart of the bag. Very good shot, especially considering the balls he's missed before. So let's get over to table 15. Kev will be happy. Tom Kennedy, Jake Gamblin.
Good God.
Currently 2-0 to Jake.
An upset on the cards over here.
Yeah, we're going... Certainly looks like we're going 2-1.
Tom has played a very poor shot here for him, or indeed for anyone.
Back double for Tom.
Great recovery. He should never have been playing it though. Nicely done. Always a relief when you lose position and then still manage to get over the line in the frame.
Yeah, Tash, there's certainly nothing that I could think of in recent memory of Tom winning a match from 2-0 down.
Is that
And
because he never goes 2-0 down?
certainly not with an opponent folding with absolute tap-ins in the decider. But yeah, I think it's weird because Jake's 2-0 up, but you sort of still feel like Tom might win the match. We'll see how he breaks, but as the saying goes, the hardest frame to win is always the last one. And I mentioned earlier that Jake's got plenty of ability. Has he got the bottle? I mean, he's not hit the break that well, but they've split okay. There's certainly work to do. But he could probably play this one that's bottom left and go crashing into the balls if that's his style. Still got plenty of yellows that you'd imagine he's going to be on. But not if he starts potting them. He's decided to play the cannon off that one, and it's probably worked out better than the shot that I called.
I think you could play your shot now, couldn't you, and play into the yellow and black together if he's on it. The one on bottom left corner.
Yeah, he just needs his jump cue to get over the red that's in the way, Ev, and then maybe you could play that. But certainly what he doesn't want to do is keep potting all these balls and leave that yellow in there against the black, because that will not go well for him in this frame. Again, it's 2-1, but Tom would have the break in the decider, which is a massive benefit to him. Jake trying to move his ball there. I actually think he has opened it up. Not sure. I don't think it goes in the middle. I think it goes in the corner. Evening, Andrew. Good to see you joining us again. I think there was 49 when I sat there and worked out the winners. So this is flyer number 50. I believe it's officially been a year now that the club's been open. It's been a good year.
I think this shot will tell us what Jake's plan really is here. Whether the yellow next to the black does pot in the bottom right corner, or if he has to make something happen.
I think he's going to play with topspin into this.
Oh, that was always the problem. I think the angle was just too wide there. Tom will be gearing for the counter clearance here. He'll be licking his lips.
So just like that, I think we will be looking at 2-2. Again, can't really take anything for granted. I say that because I've seen Tom play a lot, that I fancy him to clear up from here. Although he could always play a loss of turn, that wouldn't necessarily be anti his style. If this ball doesn't go, I don't think he will. I think it does go. I think he will be going for the clearance, so he should. He just opened everything up now. So do you think he's going to go left corner, left middle, right middle again? So just roll this in, leave himself to go up and down, and then the right corner and come round for the black. Probably the way he's going, would you say?
Yeah, looks like it. It's one of them. It's not quite as important which route you go as it sometimes can be. He's a little bit in between here, Tom. He's got too much angle to play for the black in the left middle, and he'd have preferred a little bit more angle to play for the black. Well, the black goes in the corner, so no problems there. This for 2 each.
So I feel like, obviously we were watching the game on table 16. We switched over to this as Jake was 2-0 up and Tom was clearing up. But Jake did have 3 balls left on the table, so I wonder if Jake had a good chance to get this match won. It's a dry break from Tom. There's problems again.
Yeah, that's 2 front ball breaks that we've just seen gone wrong, wasn't it?
Oh.
Got into that a bit too much there. He
So
wanted to catch it on the other side. So
yeah, no one would have heard because I didn't realise that I was sat on mute for pretty much talking through the whole finish. Fortunately for everyone else, but yeah, that was the problem that I called with going into that. I didn't really see how he could go into that and land on one of those 2 balls there and get that ball open. He obviously got a little bit more into it than he would have wanted, and I feel like this frame is sort of Tom's bread and butter. 2 balls against 7. I mean, as it is, the balls are actually open. They all go, so I don't even think Tom would need to play any sort of safety. Just going to pop this up the top, and the balls are there. So I wonder if Tom would be looking to screw a little bit higher than he is now and get rid of the one to the bottom right pocket and take out the one along the bottom rail, and then he can sort of just deal with the rest of them. I say in any order, it won't be any order, but realistically he was sort of just thinking, let me clear down here, and then if I've cleared those, I could deal with the 3 up there, no problem. Just like that.
I mean,
looks like Tom is going to have come back from 2-0 down to 3-2 back-to-back weeks. And Phil, you did jinx it. It's probably been the last few weeks that I've sat in comms and sort of more following the results, but the amount of times I see like a Tom or a Lee, even the likes of Ollie, or what you would call typically your stronger players in these events, and win their fair share of them. The amount of times they sort of seem to come back from 2-0 down. I'm not sure if that's just an ability thing or if there's maybe a mental thing behind beating these players. But Tom's over the line. It's another semi-final. As he will no doubt tell us, he is the first man into the semi-finals. And we will be flicking over to more John Skinner. 1-0 down to Donny Frankson. Donny, who we saw earlier as well. And his victory over Paul Bagan. I can't remember if that was 3-0 or 3-1. But he's 1-0 up here. And I think I would probably say he's favourite for the frame. Purely the fact he's got more balls left on the table. But he's got to be careful he doesn't leave John a chance, because he can clear up depending. Like, if Donny leaves John let's say he just leaves him up here, up the top of the table, he does leave John a chance to pot the one in the middle and either go crashing or possibly pot the one on the bottom rail and play short position on the one on the right hand side. But he's potted it. I wonder, do you think he's going to be looking to flick one of the balls over the bag? Or do you think that's not a good shot in these rules?
well, that's what he's done, and we'll see soon whether it was a good move or not. Could John flick the right hand side of his red onto the yellow? Play the loss of turn here?
I'm not sure if the yellow's far enough into the pocket to play that without double kissing, but I don't think that would be a good shot anyway, because I'm sure he would leave Donny a chance.
Donny could play the 3-ball plant here with a lot of pace. He's not doing that.
Feel like he should be playing the one that he's playing now, but screwing down the table. It's a brilliant shot there from Donny.
I'll turn one.
Phil, I can't really blame Donny for not backing himself there. This has not been the prettiest frame. So he left the gap. He has left the gap.
It was a good idea from Donny to try and give John something to think about, but it's not worked out.
So, John Skinner with a brilliant finish to make it 1-0. Donny will obviously be disappointed, but there's not a lot you could do when your opponent hitting the ball that well. So let's see if we're going to get more of the same good standard quality ball. Golden middle. No. So it's a
And I
good
have
break
to say
though
those,
from Donny.
Yellows look perfect. If he
Yeah.
can pot one.
I actually wouldn't mind.
Reds are
I wouldn't
workable
mind reds
here.
either.
You can take the one next to the black, cannon into the yellow, hold for the one in the bottom right corner, and then go back up the table.
I would
surprised.
no. I would be playing it this way if I was going to go. Exactly, sort of
What would your route been, John?
like that. And Donny, obviously over the moon. That's why he's waving his hands around, celebrating that one.
Nicely worked by John.
So it definitely feels in this match that Donny's missed the boat a little bit. That frame, that second frame, I mean, it could have gone either way about 41 times, but I feel like Donny was the one in control, and obviously let it slip. And now he's 2-1 down. John breaking.
John does very well to generate so much power off the break with such a short bridge, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know why he breaks like that. I'm sure there'll be a reason, but it just goes against all sort of logic why you would have a short bridge and break with your hand on the table. I mean, there's a reason that no one else does it. But obviously, he's generating a lot of power anyway from chucking pretty much the kitchen sink at it. But yes, certainly not textbook by any means.
And neither is that from Donny Frankson. So a chance for John to finish the match off. I feel like Donny's got worse as this match has gone on. Do you think that might be a slight temperament issue? Letting the mistakes get to him a bit too much?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people, maybe more so if they're around top players, can see like someone breaks and then everyone goes, "Oh, like you should this year," and sort of see that the pool should be perfect and actually maybe not capable of producing that sort of level consistently. And I've practiced with Donny quite a bit, as I was speaking about earlier, and he's more than capable of running a couple of frames, but maybe slightly higher expectations because he knows he can do that. And obviously, when you've got that in the locker, it's going to be frustrating if you're not showing it.
I'm not sure if the red in the middle of the three will pass the yellow into the bottom left corner, but if it did, that would make John's life a lot easier here. Or maybe it doesn't, so he's looking to pot the red and maybe leave himself on the other red as a double or in the middle. If he has landed straight on this red, he probably will favour looking at the double.
What would you play here? Playing the double?
Yeah, I think it's easier to control the white if you play a double. If you take it directly in the middle, then the white's running away. But even then,
No good.
even if he did make the double, he over-screwed it for the black anyway.
So we're going to see what you were talking about with Donny's temperament. Can he stay cool here? Can he find the right shot? Which, to me, is flicking off the ball closest to the right pocket and going behind the other one. It just opens everything up. So he's going to be putting this, is he going to be playing the cannon? Or is he just going to pot this and then play safe? Do you reckon that bottom one goes?
I don't know, but even if it did, it's not
Surely
an
he's
easy
playing
positional
safe.
shot.
He's playing safe here. If he's playing safe, he's got... It feels like he needs to play it with right hand side. Do you think? Just to keep it behind the yellow, or maybe not? It's just about
Yeah, I
right.
think you were right, Joe. Can he get through to the red? If he can't, then he can get through to the cushion,
Yeah,
the top cushion, and then the red.
I think John's going to get a good hit on this. But yeah, definitely if he'd have played it with sort of drag and right hand side. But that was a shot that I called first before he started potting all the balls. Because if John has a swipe at this and leave, like, he might leave it somewhere that is safe. Whereas when he had, if he'd have played the snooker when he had 6 balls left, there's not really anywhere on the table you imagine that John could have left the white and not left Donny a chance to then win the frame straight away. So it's just a little difference. But I feel like he's queuing up to this. I could see it full ball. Wow, that was... I didn't think he could see it full ball. Why do you think he's played... I wonder what they're talking about. Why do you think he's played it just a back double straight back down the table rather than trying to put it in the top left, or at least
I'm not
flick
sure,
it
maybe
over
he was
the
trying
bag?
to disturb the 2 yellows at the bottom of the table, make them a bit, tie them up a bit maybe, and not leave Donny on the one that he's just potted. But it's not worked out.
So a little bit of side.
Ooh,
Got to hit the ball, Donny.
he's not hit it hard enough. It's a
Is it-
significant mistake. He might be able to just
I
chop it in.
Yeah, I think he could chop this in, Ev. But it's just why there's so much margin there. It's just those little mistakes, which obviously I keep harping on about, but just hit the ball a little bit harder. There's no need to try and play absolutely perfect on that. He could have overhit that by probably 3 foot and still been on it.
I think there could be an in-off here on, couldn't there? I mean, he's looking at eyeing the white up. He's
No,
running towards the red.
I don't think it's enough. I think he might clip the red. That's if he pots it.
That's very well
Yeah.
played. Nowhere near an in-off. So it's a decider.
Who's your money on in this one?
Well,
Who do we fancy? It's been a bit of a...
I think it's a
Random
close
game,
call,
hasn't it?
really. I'm not really sure who's in the way the match has gone. whose break it is probably won't make much difference because I think it'll be quite a tight frame.
I've sort of not really seen too many of the comments, but yeah, completely agree, Kev. If not more of it being mental, to be honest. Obviously, yes, ability is a huge part of it, but there are people that are very good at the game but just can't do it in certain circumstances. And I think we've all seen Donny play enough to know that bags of ability. But here I think we should be looking at, well, definitely yellows. I mean, reds aren't that bad. It's just you don't really have a great starter. Would you be half tempted here? I was going to say to play the yellow off the red in the middle, just sort of buy it, like essentially an insurance policy, isn't it? It's probably not the right shot. Maybe it is. So I think now he's played that, he's going to play the one on the baulk line. And then the one at the top of the table, come down, hopefully get a nice angle on the one in the middle of the table, the one that's closest to the left middle, and then probably the one down the line to last.
He'd love to leave himself just off straight to the right. Actually,
Where he is
sort
now.
of where it is now, but a
Yeah.
little bit nearer the yellow would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's just got to pick the right line. Definitely you don't want to be short of that. No, this looks...
It looks okay, but he's a bit straight, so he can't get near the yellow.
Straight's okay. You just didn't want to be potting this and going towards the right-hand side of the table. So, I say match ball for Donny here. It's obviously not, but I'd fancy him for the black if he pots this. I almost feel like Donny's sort of preempting the miss there, and almost as soon as he's hit the ball, he's ready to get up and start waving his cue around, rather than sort of, as you would see the likes of Phil O'Kane do, stay incredibly still on the shot. And I'm maybe not sure that he needed to try and come a couple of times across. You think look at where he's landed, and he's hit it quite hard. Obviously, if he pots it, he would have come across a little bit further, but I feel like he definitely could have just held it. Right, it's a smart shot from John.
If he comes off just below the right middle pocket here, has he got a chance of potting this yellow? Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He might need some side on it.
I feel like it might be an easier shot to go before the middle with side. Especially if you think the rail's going to slide.
No, I don't think that's on. Has he hit the bump there?
No, so that Evan is what happens when you play it with loads of screw. It checks up a lot.
I know it does.
I think going before the middle with running side definitely a better shot. I sort of feel like you're more likely to hit it off 2 or 3 rails. Sorry for the silence there. Evan was just questioning my shot choice and knowledge of angles. Obviously, I had to tell him that he was wrong. But it's a golden chance for John. I feel Donny would be kicking himself for missing that one.
I think John's already made a mistake here and not have taken the one that the cue ball's nearest to.
Do you feel like he's a little... it's almost like he's a little bit scared to play the one down the line. Because I feel like he should have played the one that he's left down the bottom now with his ball in hand. And then use the one over the middle to get on the one down the line. I think because he had ball in hand, he was obsessed with playing it in the middle. But he's not landed good at all.
It's not easy to... It's not an easy positional shot down for the other red now. I mean, the black is... The 8 ball is exactly where you'd want the cue ball. And obviously you can't land it where another ball is. That's just basic science. No, not... Well, yeah, physics. Settling for it over a bit more distance.
When he's played that well, he's landed absolutely perfect on it. Just stun it in.
Very nice.
It seems like he's found his cue in a little bit. In the match prior, we did see a few wild ones, to say the least. But he's now got this straight black to make semi-finals.
And well played.
And he
John.
has.
Very consistent performer.
So on table 16, we're going to see John Skinner versus Tom Kennedy. And we're going to move over to table 15 now to see if Oliver Penny can wrap up victory over Colin Finley. Currently 2-0 to Ollie. And playing shots like that, it's probably easy to see why Colin is currently sat 2-0 down.
Now it's good to see Oliver reaching the later stages. Latter stages. I'm not fully in the know over what his run was like to get there. How, if he had to beat any, good players. But he's a good player himself.
Very surprised by that. I don't understand too much why he didn't just stun to the side rail and then play the ball, the yellow off the red, and then pot this one that he's playing now. He almost made it off the red there.
From what I do know, he is more of a snooker player, Oliver. Maybe not fully used to the lighter cue ball. Makes a big difference moving from snooker to English 8 ball.
Big Andrew Corms, it is Colin Finley, as you can see. Although I'm not sure if he sent his brother to play for him tonight, because we've seen him play 2 shots and neither of them have been particularly good.
I'm not sure whether Ollie played that, but if he did, it was very well judged.
I don't see how he's gonna get out here, unless he lands absolutely glued to the rail.
I think it's one of them I'd be tempted to move it here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because I don't see how he lands good on it, or has to play position without the
he's
draw.
been unlucky there. It was a good effort.
Do you know what? I actually don't mind that too much. He's played it well, but been a bit unlucky. But at least he's got a double now. I told you, at least he's got the double.
Oh.
So Ollie Penny,
Great shot making there.
for his first, I believe it would be his first semi-final in one of these events. And our quick look at Colin Finley could be over.
Very well done.
He steered it in.
Being the best shot maker in amateur pool, Joe. How do you rate that shot there to double the ball and then get on the black?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was only a double, really, wasn't it? So I'm not sure we really call that shot making. I think we more call that making the ball and hoping for the best.
Isn't that what you normally do anyway?
Yeah, fair point. And like always feels like is the case with me, Ollie landed absolutely perfect. Some of us are born with luck. Just while Ollie's having a quick toilet break, let us know which semi-final you'd rather see. Ollie O'Boyle versus Ollie Penny, or Tom Kennedy versus John Skinner. We're split, Kev. I say we stay on 15, and Evan says let's go over to 16. So, what do the people want?
I think given we've seen John and Tom already this evening, I think we'll look forward to seeing the two Ollies face off against each other.
Yeah, the handyman has spoken. We're going to stick with the two Ollies. Predictions for this one, Evan? You can see Ollie O'Boyle into his 9th final. No, 10th, I think it is.
I think, Oliver's going to win this one.
That might be the funniest joke you've ever said, Evan. Yeah, or do you think Ollie Penny's going to get to his first final?
I don't think you can look much further than an Ollie O'Boyle win here. As good as Oliver Penny is.
Yeah, I think we're looking likely for a repeat of last week's final. But I would quite like to see Ollie Penny against Skinner in a final. But I do agree that the odds are stacked up against. Believe that Big Connor's got a big day tomorrow. He's got his football trial, so Michael's had to run this tournament by himself. So Ollie, or Oliver, we should call him, looks like he wants to begin this match with his swagger. He's seen Tom play a lot, obviously. Thinks, no worries. All I've got to do is swag about and the balls are going. But unfortunately, it's not the case so far. And he's left Ollie, or Obo, a decent chance if he could put this one in the middle. He'd like to get rid of the one to the left of the black relatively early. But I'm not sure how possible that is. And I don't think it goes into the right middle. So I think we might see him screw into it here. Yeah, very well played. And again, he's played into that. Yes, he's on the ball anyway, but he's played into that at pace, giving himself the best possible chance of at least being on the one over the right middle anyway. So 3 shots later, Well, didn't look like a great chance to begin with. He's starting to open up for Obo. He's playing short position as well.
He's not
But it's
played
not-
that particular shot very well.
No, he's not perfect there.
He'd like to run a little bit further. Nicely done. Looks a natural to come across and play for the red in the other corner. If he could leave himself straight on it, that would be perfect. Oh, he's come a bit short there. So,
Yeah, maybe just needed a little bit of side or dig down on it a touch just to widen the angle, give himself a lot more margin to play into. The line that he's come across, obviously, the pace needed to be pretty good to be on the red, and he's just underhit it. But Ollie is well known for his doubling ability.
might be a natural treble here, Joe, would it? Would that be easier to stun the white? Or he might be able to play the double and come off the cushion
Yeah, I
for
think
the black. If the double's too thin, you might have to go for the treble here.
Yeah, the problem with the treble is you're relying on getting 2 good bounces. Let's look how much that slid. So,
Good chance for Oliver
Yeah.
Penny
great
to
chance.
make his mark on this match. It's one that you feel if he's to have any chance of winning, he'd have to take this chance.
So we're going to see him go left middle. Do you reckon he's going to play the plant or is he just going to screw back? Yeah, screw back. Not the wrong choice. I mean, I think if we're being honest, we're probably going to struggle to call what shot Ollie's going to play here because his pattern's not been great, and also it's not really giving us too much time to think. It's not hanging around, but
Yeah.
that is
That's a poor
a
miss.
big mistake.
I feel like he should have played up for the yellow furthest up the table.
Yeah, I think the pattern was all wrong. I don't know if I feel like Ollie naturally is pretty quick. Ollie Penny, that is, and maybe just needed to take a little bit more time to work out his pattern instead of just getting down and potting the balls. But it is 1-0 to Obo. He'll be relieved there. So both of these won 3-0 in their prior round. Obviously we caught the end of Oliver Penny against Colin Finney. Oliver has also beat Steve Pantoni 3-1, Dennis Ball 3-0 and Sam Homewood 3-1, which is a game I think we watched earlier. Ollie's starting off with a golden break. And he's certainly not hit the break well there. So Ollie was playing Obo was playing a bit of a two-way shot there, I feel. The plant in one bag or ball off ball in the other bag. Got neither of them. And Andreas, as I'm now going to call him for the rest of the match, He's got a great chance to put his mistake in the last frame behind him. But I feel like he should have played on the red to top right and then worked his way down. As it is, now he's going to go down then up. But I think realistically he's just... maybe he's just enjoying putting the balls. So, ball to right middle. I wonder if he's going to come across and land in the gap between the black and the yellow. Yeah, and then pot the long... oh, is he not on the one to the left? He should have been playing... see, if he lands a little bit further, he plays one top left and then he doesn't have to keep potting tricky balls. And it sort of feels like he's pretty much handing this match to Obo here. So I feel like we're going to see Ollie go... well, it depends on his first shot. It's hard to say. Has he gotten the ball to the right middle? It's a little bit awkward. I think he would have liked another couple of inches there. So I feel like if the ball goes bottom right and he's straight on it, he might be tempted to play it just to give himself a little bit better cueing on this one down the line. Oh, he's going to play it now. It looks alright, he can just get past the red. So certainly not textbook by any means. Like I said, another 2 inches a couple of shots ago and he wouldn't have had to do much with the white at all. But as it is, he just needs to strike this well. And I'll screw back. A stun shot. As long as there's no silly errors here from Obo, we're going to be looking at 2-0. So just nipping over to table 16. It is 1-0 to John Skinner. I presume he's on the yellows here though. We'll see if he can fluke this. Otherwise, it looks a lot like it's going to be 1-1 very soon. So we've got 35 of you watching at the moment. If you enjoyed the stream, watching the poll, or you just like the club, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Give it a share, is always good. And Obo has gone in off on the break, so it's scrappy. I wonder if, like Jake in the previous match against Tom, we're going to see him sort of chase a finish. I mean, I don't really blame him here, but I don't see any merit in that shot. So he's taking the reds. He's almost got a free go at crashing into them. And I certainly don't see the merit in that shot. I almost thought that when he played to pot the one over the bottom left, he was just going to bump out that bad ball and leave his ball over the bag, which, don't get me wrong, wouldn't have been a great shot because Ollie would have just played a loss of turn. But yeah, Tina, I think you are pretty much spot on. And I would imagine that being a youngster who's still learning the game, and playing on the stream for maybe not the first time, but quite possibly the first time in commentary, Andreas is going to watch this back, and yeah, definitely a lot to learn. Like you say, just taking his time a little bit more. Maybe he's excited. Maybe he's just rushing because he's got school tomorrow. Who knows? I don't actually know how old he is. But yeah, if he sits there and sort of looks at some of the patterns and the ways that he's taken the balls and tries to work out a better route, then he's going to learn quickly and improve because he's obviously got plenty of talent. But as you see, Obo go up and down a couple of times. And if he's on the ball to bottom left, then he's certainly very happy with that, despite not going into them quite as intended.
And then that would allow for the yellow next to the black to go in the bottom left as well. He's biding his time. As you'd expect to see, playing an inexperienced opponent with a 2-0 lead. Ooh. And trying to make something happen there, and he's not done a bad job of it. I don't think the red nearest the black will pass the yellow into the bottom left corner. But if Ollie can pop the yellow in the left, no, he's not going to do that.
By the way, Oliver wants a bounce, is not going to get it.
I think he'll be looking for a snooker here. And that's very poor.
Bounce.
Very poor to not bring that yellow back out into the open.
So Andreas snookered it. If he can make this ball in the... Well, I was going to say if he can make the one in the left middle, but wasn't particularly close to it. We've obviously not really followed the plate, Kev, but yeah, Evan said he just saw the end of Dan's match. I didn't realise it was a final. If it is, it's certainly a good achievement. Like I say, the standard in a lot of these flyers is very, very good, especially when there's 64 and you end up with a lot of strong players running into each other early doors and dropping into the plate. Certainly not easy to win. And it'll be interesting to see when I tally up who has who's won the flyers, who's made the finals. I expect a lot of different names, and I can't really think of anyone who would have won multiple, as in 3 or 4. So yeah, is there any guesses who's won the most plate comps in the flyers? And I'll see if I can get the numbers.
think Ollie will elect to bring one of his safe yellows into play here instead of attempting anything brash. Or he could go for the pot and leave it safe as well as a shot to nothing. Over the pocket.
I agree with you, Drake. It's pretty much what Tina was saying and what I was saying earlier about Ollie's lack of experience. But I think if you were to watch your game back as well, I almost feel a similar thing. I feel your game's a bit more mature than Ollie's is. But yeah, definitely felt like the two frames from 2-1 you were chasing a finish that you maybe didn't need to chase, and almost made Tom's finishes very easy for him from being 2-0 up. I mean, Ollie's definitely got school tomorrow. Look, he's straight down, straight in off. Oh, just a little bit of time needed for him.
I think Ollie will be trying to knock the yellow onto the red and pot the red and leave him snookered on the other red here.
Yeah, I don't. So Ollie's trying to play the loss of turn. He's really trying to turn the screw and leave it snookered. But I don't really see the merit. I feel like he could have just played the. How would you describe it? The ball that's closest to the bottom left corner, and play the cannon. But looks like he's going to get the rewards anyway. He's definitely going to play the loss of turn here if he tried to play it last time. But maybe against an opponent who's slightly better at getting out snookers. Could have punished Ollie for that, for not going for them there. Good chance of a ball in hand to get his ball off the rail. Phil, Tom did actually run in here earlier after his, I think it was his quarter-final win, and as predicted, said that he was the first one into the semi-finals again. So I don't think he appreciates any slow play comments. Again, I don't understand. I'm not sure what's going on with Ollie's shot selection here. That ball had a pocket. He could have played on it in the middle. I mean, the cannon shouldn't really go wrong anyway, but he's just not read it right. Played a sort of a quick one there.
Michael Amsden, if you're there, comment below with who you predict to win the flyer tonight. Is it going to be Tom? Is it going to be one of the Olivers? Is it going to be John Skinner?
So that's an interesting question there, Stephen. I'm sat next to a man who would say snooker. I'm sure there's some people in the comments who would say snooker. And yeah, snooker is trickier. Bigger table, bigger balls, probably tighter pockets, but they are two very different skills. I think, as the saying sort of goes, if you could play snooker, you could probably play pool. There's a lot of people who could play pool, can't play snooker, and that really includes myself. But yeah, pool is a lot more figuring out patterns than snooker is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you have to be more of an intelligent type person to be a good pool player, don't you think, Joe? Whereas snooker, if you're a good potter, good technique, you can sort of get by on that without really knowing what you're doing, actually. But of
Yeah,
course, snooker is more demanding on accuracy, and you're playing shots over much bigger distances, of course.
yeah, I would certainly say that you're a great example of that. Obviously, you talk about the intelligence needed to play pool.
What, lack of?
I didn't say a lack of. I might have implied it. It's a good shot from Ollie, but yeah, they're both different skills. I think the majority of people would say snooker is harder, and I would agree with that. In fact, I think pretty much everyone would. But I think pool still should get plenty of respect. I feel like Ollie needs to practice getting out snookers. So Ollie O'Boyle to make it back-to-back finals. His 10th in total. Some curious shot selections from Obo, but he's going to get over the line anyway. And definitely a lesson to be learned for Andreas there.
Yep.
Do you have any comments on the match, Evan?
Well, I think Oliver Penny could do with maybe watching it back. I think it's easier to see your mistakes from the higher perspective. But yeah, Ollie O'Boyle in the final. Who will he be playing?
I think if you were to ask him, he would certainly prefer John to turn this game around. Obviously, Tom, great form at the minute. Yeah, spot on, Phil. I think obviously shall I say we practice together a bit. We have the occasional bet, and yeah, there's a lot of skill in making the game look so easy. I.e., when let's say Jake broke down against Tom on a couple of finishes, and Tom's just mopped them up and made them look like they were unmissable, and then you watch, let's say, Ollie Penny there, who, again, very good player, but not quite at Tom's level, and struggle to get them. So we almost just take it for granted, especially with the likes of Ultimate Pool and a lot of the good amateur players that are around this area that are 7 balls in the open, they're definitely going to be cleared, and actually it's not like that.
Yeah, I think the hardest aspect is in snooker you can sort of make it up as you go along. If you make a 30 break and it doesn't work out, then you bank the 30 points to your advantage. Whereas in pool, if you start potting the balls and then don't finish it off, it's easier for your opponent. So you always need to be thinking where you want to land. Whereas snooker, you can sort of just continually pot balls in a sort of clueless fashion sometimes.
Yeah, I always feel that as Tom continues to turn the screw, snooker, let's say like you and I have had a game, or if I've played Phil and you're in and it's just boring because you just pot the red in and it's like, well, you're going to land on a colour, and then you actually run out of position once and you play one pretty good shot, you land on a colour again, and it's like, oh, you're and you're perfect. Whereas I feel pool, the nature of it is the more balls you pot, the more likely you are to make a mistake or run out of position, and it sort of builds towards that end of the frame. And the amount of people who could pot 7 balls and then miss the black. So yeah, it's just completely different. But anyway, back onto this. TK first in the semi-finals, last one to finish. That sounds like you and a hard day's work, Phil. True grafter you are. I believe you were at over 50 viewers before Tom, well, before he flicked onto this. But bear with, folks. Hopefully it won't be too long. And we will get either a deciding frame or the final. If I'm John here, I almost don't have the patience that I would just smash his open and basically say, like, Tom, can you please just clear up, or like, can you mess it up? But it looks like John might be going for the long game.
Yeah, Joe, it's not every day that you get to be within 1 frame of Tom Kennedy in a match. Opportunity to get to the final, so I'm not sure the brash approach. Whoa!
The brash approach.
The brash approach. Very well called, Joe. That's why he's the lead commentator, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe that's actually just because Nigel fancied the week off, but here we are. What a shot that was. It's crazy. All those balls around there, and it's flown in absolutely perfect. But the cannon didn't go too well. And
Tom's going to mop these up, unfortunately for John.
Yeah. I'm not sure if John played that in the middle. I'm not really too sure what else he was playing, but it looks like he was saying to Tom that that's not really what he played. But the cannon obviously did not go well for him. So I feel like we're going to see Tom go bottom left corner, 2 balls in the left middle, and then the one down the rail, and leaving the one over the right middle for the black. But the way he's landed here, he's probably going to play on the one down the rail now. Didn't really matter. There's plenty of area to land in. Didn't really matter too much which way he went. And dot to dot from here. So it's going to be a repeat of last week's final. Which way do you see it going, Evan? Same as last week?
Well, it'll be a close one. Short races, anything can happen. Tom will be full of confidence from his Surrey Open win yesterday. But Ollie O'Boyle certainly has the minerals to take the game to Tom Kennedy. All to play for.
So here we have Jordan Kennedy giving John Skinner some coaching, even though Jordan has been out since the first round of the tournament. Over to table 15 for the final. And just as a little head-to-head on this, I'm not sure when these two would have played too much outside of the Flyers. But Tom has beaten Ollie in 2 finals I believe Tom is on 5 victories overall. Ollie on 3. Tom's also had 3 runners-up, and Ollie's had 6. So both made plenty of finals. What does that make? This is Tom's 9th and Ollie's 10th. So yeah, both regulars in this. So Tom has beaten Ollie twice. Tom's also beaten Anthony in finals, Dean Passar and Danny Taggart. And I think if you're being fair to Ollie, the finals that he has lost, they've been to Tom, twice to Tom, once to Michael Hope, twice to Joe Prince, and once to Lee Nelson. So, I mean, although it's 6 finals that he's lost in, he's losing to players who really are top draw. I would love to go for an Ollie win, but given Tom's won the lag, I just feel like that's just so big at this level in a short format. And especially if Tom breaking like that, if it makes the plant. And this is what I was saying earlier with Phil, that you're almost accustomed to in this position seeing, well, the balls all have a pocket and thinking immediately Tom's gonna clear up, but he has to pick the pattern well. So I think I wonder if he's gone a little bit too far on that. Maybe he's comfortable with that much angle and maybe he's going to go up for the one by the 8 now into the right. No, so the way that I saw it was that maybe from there he was going to play on the one top right middle, and then the ball sort of closest to the breaking area as his last one. But instead he's going to go right middle and then that ball and stun across, which not a bad way to go. I don't think it really matters too much as long as he doesn't land short on this. So I would imagine he at least wants to probably like an inch off the rail, a couple inches off the rail. Unless he's going to stun up, but I don't think he will. I think he's just going to roll it in and play it on and off the rail. But yeah, I wonder if Tom might have gone the route that I picked if he didn't have so much angle on the one on the bottom rail. I know that Tom likes to watch a stream back, give me a bit of stick when I call his shots wrong. So I'm sure I'll be getting a message in the week about that. I think he's straight enough here that he can screw on and off the rail. Yeah, perfectly done by Thomas. Great start to this match. So Ollie Boyle with cut break. Trying to get to 1-all. It's a lovely break. I think you could make a case for either colour, depending if that yellow goes past the red in the top right bag. I I think Reds felt like I was more inclined to go Reds from the beginning. But I'm sure Ollie's more than capable of clearing up on either colour. I think the problem ball on Reds, depending which way you go, could be the one on the balk line. Because I'm more naturally inclined to deal with the 3 down here and then the one over the top right pocket leading to the one on the top rail. But it is going to be yellow ball. Oh, it's not enough. He is in off. That's a disaster for Ollie. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if that's his last shot of the match. And if it was, I don't think he could complain too much about it. So he's still open table. Tom's also going to go for the yellow balls. I mean, they're just more in the middle of the table, so there's not too much moving the white around as compared to reds. And I presume, is he going to screw back and play bottom left, and then I say 3 balls into, really he can go anyway. Is he going to go right middle? Probably just go right middle. There's no need to play a long one. Stun it in, play bottom left. So 2-0 to Tom. I believe last week's final was 3-0. We're looking to wrap up. Oh, I've just been reliably informed by Sir Michael Hope that it was 3-1 last week. No golden break for the win. We've only had the one tonight. But Tom will be over the moon with that. I presume he's going to go yellows. Play the long yellow first, the one that is sort of near the top of where the balls would be racked up. Screw into the yellow / the red. If it's, depends what angle he's got, whether he's going to hit the yellow or the red. And then it should almost be dot to dot for Tom. So I feel like he's going to go left middle with topspin, get on his ball that's on the left hand side, and then right corner, 2 balls into right middle. So, talk us through it, Evan. You are 5 balls away here from winning the tournament. How
Yeah.
would you be feeling right now?
The heart's racing. Pure. Yeah. Pure butterflies.
Is it adrenaline racing or are you feeling the nerves?
I don't know. I think. This is where Tom will be feeling it in his back arm.
Places his chalk down as he does on every shot.
This is it
Lines up the shot
for the match, for the
back
tournament.
to back flyers. Tom
And
Kennedy
it's pure gold.
swagging. I did call it when Ollie made that mistake there. I would not be surprised for that to be his last shot of the match.
What a great win
And
for Tom. That's 2 wins in 2 days. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before, Joe, is it?
I'm not sure. But we'll be back next Monday. Might not be me in the comms box. I think I will be out there playing next week. But I think Nigel will be back. The Chief. And hopefully he'll have a better co-commentator than I did tonight. But thanks all for joining. And we'll see you next week.